this new Uzi album there. I don't know what Future's doing on it. My computer's frozen, don't know why. Oh, it's back on. It's basically frozen. What is happening, people? My name's Steven. I'm a corporate professional working in the financial services industry. And welcome to my channel where we talk corporate careers, personal finance, productivity, and all things in between. Today is a very impromptu filming day. To give you guys a bit of background, I basically booked off Mondays till the end of the year, and that's because I needed to use up my annual leave, and plus I just thought it made sense if I just have a longer weekend, especially now that I've started YouTube as well, to just edit and, you know, also doing some personal things on the side. Because if I've taken Mondays off, typically, like when I come in on Tuesday, like it's just a lot busier and there's just a bunch of stuff going on. Like my clients are doing some new things here and there. It's been dragged into a lot of calls and so on and so forth, and I just wanted to sort of go through how I navigate that. And I'm probably going to do this over a 2-day period just to give you guys a bit of like flavor. Wowie, it is Wednesday 18th. I have a lot of calls, meetings, and things to do today. I'm so tired. I feel like deaf, guys. We move. Time was sort of during my handover, and I'd been instructed to write a risk management policy and valuation policy.
To join the meeting, please enter the telephone meeting number now.
And we can sort of discuss it preliminary, but I just wanted to understand if there are any material updates with regards to business activities. Let's go. Let us go. Thank you guys for joining the call. Speak to you now. I think maybe it was just one of them ones where we could just sort of like out. Ooh, I'm on fire today, bro. Done. Flipping done. Oh, I think I did 10 hours and 45 minutes on the dash. It is 8:20 and I started work at 9. But guys, I think I had like 10 plus tasks on this, and yo, we are done. The past 2 days has been hectic to say the least. Typically, the way I break down my work, I break it down into 3 distinct categories. We have the emails, we have client calls and meetings, and then we have core work that needs to get done. So this could be like, you know, reviewing documents for a client, you know, drafting a process document, amongst other things, but just core work that needs to get done outside of meetings and replying to emails. I feel like one of the reasons why I'm not really specifying what I do, but I sort of want the channel to gain a bit more traction before I start to sort of tell people what I do on a day-to-day and what I do for a living, essentially. I think for now, what I can tell you guys is that I work in the investment space. I feel like maybe that will give a bit of context when I'm saying certain things. What I've done and that has helped me is I set up email folders, and I set up in various different ways. I set up by clients, I set up by individuals within my organization, and then I also set up by just like random stuff. But anyways, I just set up folders and create rules so that emails from certain clients would go into a respective folder and emails from certain colleagues would go into respective folders, and it sort of makes me not feel like everything is cluttered and I don't feel overwhelmed with all the emails I'm getting. And what I would usually do when going through emails is I always try to prioritize like client emails over everything, because, you know, the client at the end of the day is the most important, and you know, when you're working anyways with clients being involved. Because if there's an internal email that I feel like, okay, like I don't need to reply to that straight away, what I'll do is I'll flag it. So I'll definitely also advise using the sort of flagging feature. We use Outlook, so it has that feature. I don't know about Gmail, but I'm pretty sure they have a similar system basically. And the whole thing about flagging is that it creates a to-do list that you can essentially like come back to and review. So if it's an internal email that I don't need to reply to straight away, I flag it. And then client emails, if I can reply to it there and then, I just do that. I think before what I used to do is I'll try and flag the client emails, but you end up like just flagging so many things that you just create a massive to-do list, which then overwhelms you in the long run. What I always try to do with client emails whenever they send documents for review or anything is I try to send a holding email, and a holding email basically sort of just outlines that, you know, many thanks, I've received your email, I reviewed the following documents and revert to follow in due course. So just sort of keeping people in the loop basically about, you know, you've received their email, just acknowledging the email at least. For internal communications, because everyone internally understands that we're busy, so if that being said, like, they wouldn't really press you for a response, so unless it's like really urgent, and you would recognize that from the email. So with internal communications, I sort of use my discretion on whether to send holding emails or not. Generally, like, if I have time, like, I'll pretty quickly just send a holding email. And even on the client side, clients understand that as well. However, you just always want to maintain a good relationship, so yeah, like, sort of sending that holding email is a good shout. Another thing I do is I set a time limit to review emails. When you set a time aside, it just makes you like bang out as much as you can and just reply to as much as you can. I'm trying to send holding emails and reply to stuff that I believe are important / urgent. So if a client is chasing me about something, then I'm more inclined to sort of like reply to that or send a holding email to that. And the thing is, like, with the nature of your work, like, you'll know what email is important and what emails you can get away with like sending a later response and so on and so forth. So that's the way I sort of...
What we do here is go back.
And one thing I do is whenever I start my day, I usually outline the meetings I have that day. So I look on my calendar, outline the meetings I have that day and the times, and I put it on a post-it note. And what I do is I paste that post-it note on my monitor, and that sort of gives me like a clear vision basically of what I have going on that day. Whenever I get in, when I say get in, but you know, when I'm at my desk and I'm looking through my emails, one thing that I usually do is I'll look at any meetings I have the next day and essentially note it down to prep for that meeting on the day before basically. So I usually do that. That's essentially how I'm able to sort of have insight what my meetings are, what I need to prepare for. Preparation is very key, especially in this role, because of I'm dealing with different clients that are handling different business activities. It's very important that I sort of put time into my prep. It's not something you can blag. Don't be afraid to, you know, push back. If you need to like save some time in your diary, or you're not able to attend a call, you know, you can always push back. At the end of the day, you are responsible for managing your diary. And I think this was something that was very difficult for me at the time when I started, because I felt inclined to just say yes to everything and turn up to everything and want to be everywhere. However, you start to realize the more work you come under, you start to realize that it's not possible. Like, you can't stretch yourself that far. And with that being said, if you say yes to every meeting and every call, you won't get your core work done. The category of core work and tasks that you have to do essentially in your own time. When you have work, like, you know, from various clients and whatnot, you carry out an assessment essentially of all the workload that you have and establish like what is important, what needs to get delivered. And this is something that over time you just like develop a sense of priority for certain things going on. Sort of assess my workload, and I'll usually outline like maybe 2 to 3 of the most important things that I need to get done. And what I would usually do is I would block out time in my calendar, and my colleague actually taught me this because she always does it. So like block out time in your calendar, and you probably like just note the task that you're going to do, or you just note private appointments so no one bothers you during that time. And when you block out the time, basically that is the time that you will be using to focus on the core activities or the core tasks that you need to get done. Because if your calendar is open and everyone can see your calendar, like they would just assume and try to book a meeting with you, and then with that being said, you'll never be able to get your core activities and tasks done. Well, corporate UK or corporate life sort of has the stigma, and the 9 to 5 life, it sort of has the stigma of, you know, long hours beyond 9 to 5. Yeah, obviously today you guys have seen that I've banged out like 10 hours and 45 minutes of work, but the way I navigate that is that it's not something I do every day, because I try to maybe do it ever so often. So like, you know, 2 to 3 times a week I'd bang like, you know, 9-hour shifts. And with that being said, then the other 2 days it's just standard 9 to 5, and sometimes I may not even take my break and finish earlier, because that is sort of the way I'm able to balance not doing too many long hours. And in a crazy way, that's my way of work-life balance. And what solidified this concept for me is when I read the 4-Hour Work Week. Tim Ferriss, he also mentioned how he sort of categorizes groups of people within the book, and one category that he outlined was the new rich. And what the new rich do is that they try to bang out work in a certain amount of time, as much as they can, and then they use the other time to just, you know, do their own personal things. So that's essentially the sort of concept I try to adopt whenever I'm working. And it's so funny because I sort of had this thought process from the get-go, because I was just thinking,
I'm not about to slave away every day for 11 to 12 hours.
It's not practical, especially if you have stuff going on in your spare time and you're working on different things. That's essentially the way I try to manage my quote-unquote work-life balance. And to be honest, like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, especially during like periods where clients are busy with certain activities. There's times when, you know, I am at work every day from you know, for 8 to 10 hours, but I try as much as possible to segment it and really break it down, so I don't burn out, and I just don't feel overwhelmed. And it's so funny, I'm saying this, I feel so hypocritical, but I literally was editing a video for my YouTube channel till 5 o'clock this morning, and then I slept at 5, woke up at 8 o'clock basically to make sure the video was uploaded to YouTube, and then went on the team call at 9, and I've been at work since until now. So yeah, but don't do that, guys, like, honestly, and it's just a one-off. I'm just really sort of I'm growing into this whole content creation thing, but yeah, I feel like those are all the tips. I'm not really going to talk for too long because it takes longer to edit. I keep on forgetting all these things I want to say, to be honest. Like, another thing that I feel like helps me stay productive at work is we have this system where we track all the things that we're doing, and it's usually to build the client as well as just track like our productivity internally, and honestly, subconsciously, it really psychologically messes with you to just do more work, because you sort of see like all the hours that are being logged against tasks that you're doing. So with that being said, it just like motivates you to want to do more work. It's really weird. It's honestly it's the weirdest thing ever. This was in this new role that I currently am. It was the first time that I ever came across something like that. It's quite hard at the start to use and navigate, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much easy. It's called Toggle. Track Toggle. I'm gonna put the link in the description, but it definitely helps me. But yeah, that sort of wraps up the video for today. Essentially just outlining the way I remain productive at work, not feel overwhelmed, and just, I guess the one thing I want people to take from this is just being in control of everything that's going on, even though it's super hectic and busy. And if you like this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next video, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Deuces.